Well, I wanted to pose a topic. So, and we've given the versus, conversation a little break, but I would like to revisit it. I wanted to give you a pairing, and I wonder what you think about it. Mint condition versus Toni. What are your thoughts? I think that might get me to actually pay a subscription fee for versus. Maybe.
Yeah, I think if it was for a live show, I've always gone on record to say that of the many concerts I have attended, Mint Condition were one of the best I've ever attended, just because they sound like their record, and they do give a performance. When it comes to a matchup against Tony, who are equally musically inclined, so they're not just a studio group, but they are a band. So they play and they've got a live band. I don't know. I think no, that Tony just have too many popular hits, um, that that will probably just really be hard for Mint Condition to keep up with. I mean, if it was Battle of the Concerts, I think it would be a equal, sort of a really hard to separate. But if it's hits a song, 20 songs against 20 songs, I think the Tonys are just we just have too much fire against them.
They're unstoppable. And, even, versus, they do add that performance element to it now. So I would be interested in seeing how that goes down because I have seen some live performances of Mid Condition. I'm glad you're impressed with it.
Oh no, as I
I,
said, loved. It
yeah,
was almost
I've
like I
seen
listened
some.
to the record.
Both to me, both bands are a little shaky when it comes to. Well, the musicians sound like the record. Let's just say that. I don't think that the singers always match up to the live vocal. I have a few clips I could show, but everybody has a bad day, though. I mean, in that conversation, everybody has a bad day vocally.
Mm.
So you sometimes you just got to perform. But I think yes, I think Tony would be unstoppable, and that Mint Condition. I really, really like Mint Condition. I do. Um, I don't know that I connected with Mint Condition as much as I did with Tony
Mm.
though. But I do get it. But I've never really been motivated to go actually see a Tony show. So I can't really say I'm the biggest fan. But again, Tony has the hits. And then even outside of that, if Raphael was supposed it was to bring into his own many hits that he's produced and he's produced on his own, Ask of Me showing up, Cranes, which was actually a Grammy winning song from Solange, Kissing You, Total. Like there's no way. There's
Yeah, but
absolutely
I don't even think he would even need to. I mean, think about
he don't need to do it. That's
no,
the
I mean,
scenario where he don't need to do it.
yeah, think about Rain in California, just you and me from Boys in the Hood. I'm leaving.
Anniversary,
I think it's
feel good, feels
Hey
good.
Little Water. It's
Yeah, I've
yeah,
been thinking of you.
yeah, Slow
There's a lot of
Wine. I
songs.
mean,
He
they
could even
they
drop Untitled from D'Angelo on y'all. For
yeah.
y'all naysayers, don't play with my boy Raphael. But
But it would be a sense of who can do the best show. Now I've started seeing Stokely live, footage of him
he's good
even
now.
away, and he does a sort of a James Brown type of all round mix. So I think, and as I
Yeah.
said, Mint Condition when he was leading them, when I saw them back in '98 or so in Milwaukee, so not just the music, but vocally from Stokely, it sounded as if they just recorded the album and they just said this is it. That's how impressed I was. As much as I
Mm.
love New Edition and stuff, but listening to them, it was just something on another level. And but I've seen clips of new Minkin, Tony putting on a show, performing and stuff like that. And Raphael was also an amazing performer. So I would love to see that type of stuff for the performance, as opposed because Mint Mint cannot handle them when it comes to 20 tracks.
Well, it's a lot of people that like me. I mean, I love a lot of their songs. I love If You Love Me. That's one of my favorite songs from them. What Kind of Man Would I Be?
Yeah, Pretty
Pretty
Brown
Brown
Eye, yeah.
Eyes. Those songs send me like
You
those
Send Me
songs.
Swinging, yeah. But the
You
20,
send
we're
me
talking about 20,
swinging, so
20 tracks.
fine.
Yeah,
You
20 is a lot
know,
though. 20 is
they
a
don't
lot.
have a lot of up tempos though, which they did some up tempos on their album, but they would never, for whatever reason, chart well. But I like some of the up tempos. I actually liked their, I don't know, was it their third album or fourth? Life in the Aquarium or something
Mm,
like that. I did like the album where If You Love Me was on it. That was one of my favorites from them. So they
yeah.
have some good songs. I would love to see them come back. They had a song with Kelly Price too a few years back,
Mm.
or maybe a decade ago, that I liked
A
too.
few years, a
Not Your
decade.
Daddy or something, or Not My Daddy. So yeah, or a
But
decade ago.
but if we did if the verses was who would you rather see in a concert? Um, I would be it'd be harder for me to pick as opposed to who would I think would win a versus a 20 round versus. I would
Well, for me,
uh,
no, because recently we did a list of groups that
oh,
we would, or artists that we would pay to see.
yeah.
One big part of why I would pay to see those particular acts is because they have hits, stuff that I recognize.
Mm,
And within that, they also have stuff on their albums that I like too,
yeah.
versus a group that I just like a couple of their singles or I know a few of their songs. For me, Mint Condition, I like Mint Condition, but I don't like everything they've done. Versus with Toni, I like a vast majority of the things that they do and experiment with because I like
Yeah.
bands,
But it's
musical
whether they
bands.
can deliver it live. And I remember seeing Mary, I think around 97, 98, and she wasn't great live. She's changed now, but back
Yeah,
then she
everybody's
wasn't
grown.
great live. So I would think that because of my experience with Mint, I would be more keen on thinking, even if I don't know the songs, like I only knew a few of their hits, but they just sounded so. It felt like
They
a jazz.
sound good.
They
Yeah, there's some
sound
groups
good,
like that.
and I think that's it's like Maze featuring Frankie Beverly. I probably know
Mhm.
three or four of their three of their tracks, but I've seen them perform, and it doesn't matter if I know the songs or not. It's just the vibe that they present when they perform, and I think that's why if the verses was who would you rather see in concert, I think that's where you might have a split as opposed to who has 20 tracks against 20 tracks and stuff. But guys, let us know what you think. But I would definitely love, as I said, that would be an amazing matchup if it's just on the live stuff because as versus was going towards more live stuff.
But we don't have a lot to compare it to. There's not a lot of bands from that era that came out
Yeah,
around the same time. Even
yeah.
though Tony came out in the late '80s. But yeah. So let us know your thoughts in the comment section, guys. We look forward to reading them and responding. Catch us next time on the next episode of Can We Talk R&B podcast.
Yes.
Thanks again for watching, guys.
And before we go, don't forget to hit that like, share, and subscribe button.
Yeah, and also remember to turn on the notification so you can know when we have another show. But thanks again.
That too.